Bella Salon and Day Spa, located at 41 West Main Street in Northeast Pennsylvania, proudly supports Chautauqua Sunrise and its volunteers. More information at bellasalonanddayspa.net. Westfield Memorial Hospital provides high-quality health care to residents of Western New York, offering patients the most sophisticated medical advancements while keeping the ease and familiarity of a community hospital. Support for Chautauqua Sunrise has been provided by WRFA 107.9 FM, Jamestown's public radio station, streaming online 24/7 at WRFALP.com. Low power to the people. Funding is provided by a grant from New York State Senator Catherine M. Young, representing Western New York's 57th District with a local office in Olean. Chautauqua Sunrise is made possible by a grant from Fredonia Place, a continuing care retirement community providing dignity in a modern luxury environment. Meter's Restaurant, a family tradition for over 50 years in downtown Ripley, is a proud supporter of Chautauqua Sunrise. Meter's provides all-day dining, banquet services, and custom catering, specializing in pie. From the Access Chautauqua Studios in Mayville, it's Chautauqua Sunrise. Chautauqua Sunrise is hosted by Doc Hamels and supported by the award-winning volunteers at Access Chautauqua. We are here to share local news, colorful interviews, and events of interest to everyone. Chautauqua Sunrise is broadcast live Saturday mornings each week from 9 to 10 a.m. Send events via email or call us live. Check us out on YouTube and Facebook. And now, from the Access Chautauqua Studios, it's Chautauqua Sunrise.
Hey, good morning, everyone. I'm Doc Hamels, and welcome to Chautauqua Sunrise. We have a very special edition, our end of the year predictions and resolutions show that we've had now. And our historian here, Chris Burke, informed me that this is our 5th annual show for this. And it's like, how is that possible? This is our 5th year doing this. So anyways, we have a lot of fun with this, and we'll talk more about that as we go along. So for those of you in Jamestown, Tuesdays at 1 o'clock, good afternoon. Thanks for joining us on WRFA 107.9, low power to the people. So glad you could join us, and we're going to have a little fun making some predictions and looking back to last year's predictions and see which one of our prognosticators and those that stay true to their resolutions are the great winner. Last year was Chris, the year before was Randy, and I don't even remember who won the other years, but we're going to have some fun, and we're going to have, well, the entire crew's coming on, and they're going to share their thoughts and resolutions for the coming year, and we get to meet them all. This is a special edition for me because it's our way of thanking our volunteer staff and get them to come on the show with me, and you get to see what they look like and what they do here and share some of their thoughts. Okay, I don't know about you, but here we go again. We just did 55 degrees yesterday, and now it's 31 here in Mayville, I think it was, so that's only a 24-degree swing. It's amazing when you think about the human body whoop, there it went again. Excuse me for a minute, guys. We're having a little sound difficulty. I lost it again. Okay, they're working on my earpiece here. Something's loose. So anyways, I'll let them work on that. Where was it? The weather has been interesting. It's a wonder how our bodies can withstand such changes in weather, so I'm not sure. Okay, so looks like we're having some technical difficulties here. I think we'll just skip it for now, I guess. All right, so a few things to remind you is that if you want to share something, a New Year's resolution, Happy New Year's to friends or relatives, a club or organization event that's coming up, give us a call at 753-5225, email it and Twitter us, go to our Facebook page, whatever, and check it out. See how easy it is over the years and the weeks that all you gotta do is just call, and we will be happy to answer your call. A friendly voice will pick up on it, and at the other end, they'll pump your voice over to me through my earpiece and into the studio, and everybody will hear you all over the world, and we have a lot of fun with that. So just hang on 1 second more. Let's see if this does the trick. Okay. Whoop, now turn it. There you go. Beautiful thing. All right. So let's just set that down somewhere. Okay. Whoop, now I lost it again. Doggone it. Nope, I lost it. Whoop, there it is. Technology is wonderful. Don't touch that box. Okay. Sorry for the distractions here, but we're trying to get it so that I have communications with the engineering room and that I know what's going on. So anyways, call in if you want, and we're happy to have you, and you'll hear yourself on TV. Now, if you are the shy type, just tell whoever answers the phone what your announcement is, and they'll bring it in to me. All right. I hope you enjoyed the programming for the last 2 weeks. We had a lot of fun with our youth. We had the Northern Chautauqua Catholic School folks come in, and they did some singing for us. And last week we had students from Infinity, and that was a special show for us here. And you don't realize it, but we do a lot of shifting around here at the studio with the set and so forth. And it's just so much fun to be creative here at Access Chautauqua, and we have quite a bit of freedom to produce programming that is a little different than maybe you would see on TV otherwise. So we have a great crew here, and I want to thank them for that, and I hope you enjoyed the program for the last year anyways, and we got quite a few people already lined up coming on into 2019. Sounds kind of strange, doesn't it, 2019? All right. So I have a few announcements I want to share with you. I think I've covered. Oh, I have a special shout out that I want to make. I even wrote it down. Okay, a young woman that's been on the show a couple of times. Her stage name is Autumn Echo. She's been with the poetry group over in Jamestown for quite some time, and quite a force to be reckoned with in the community. And she's worked for Infinity for a number of years. But Autumn and her significant other just had a little baby boy, so I want to congratulate you. His name is Anthem, and I was just so pleased to see everything turned out well. And I learned a new word. So here's a new word for when you're doing crossword puzzles. Doula, D-O-U-L-A. Does anybody know what that is? I had to look it up. Autumn had a midwife and a doula. A doula is like somebody that assists the midwife, assists the mother through her birthing process, and it's actually some type of certification. I've never heard of that before. I hope I'm saying that correctly. But anyway, so Autumn and baby, congratulations, welcome to the world, and hopefully you'll be on our show again sometime, and we'll talk about all that later. Okay, so I have some announcements, and then we're going to get into the heart of our show. So let's start off right off the bat with Infinity Performing Arts Organization. They have their 5th annual art market and auction coming up. Now again, the auction isn't until later on, but they are looking for people. So let me read this. Infinity's art market and auction is an annual event that supports area artists by giving them a market to showcase and sell their arts, all the while raising funds to support youth music and arts instruction at the Infinity Visual and Performing Arts Center. The fundraiser, which is held at the Infinity Arts Cafe, will take place on Saturday, March 9th. All right, so March 9th is the date you want to mark. Infinity's art market and auction features a market filled with locally crafted items to help showcase local artists, followed by an auction of locally crafted pieces to raise funds for programming at the Infinity Center. More than 20 artists participate each year, and the event continues to grow. Online registration for the interested artists can be found at Infinity Performing Arts, all one word.org. Area artists who wish to participate in the art market should complete their registration forms before January 15. So that's the important date right now, is January 15. Get your registrations in. If you have any questions at all, give Mariah Melendi a call at 664-0991. Okay. And I would encourage people like Randy and Jeff, you do a lot of photography. They do a lot of the work here in the studio. Maybe you like to submit some of your work. That could be interesting. All right. Ken Harley, Rolling Hills Radio, December 30th. That would be tomorrow at Shawbucks in downtown Jamestown, is presenting a dynamic, energetic, 5-piece old-timey band called Folk Faces, and a singer-songwriter, Maria Gillard. All right. Buffalo-based quartet that specializes in rowdy jazz and bluesy roots, Folk Faces, has an irresistibly danceable energy and a unique versatility, being able to engage a crowd whether busking on the street, playing a small barroom, or putting on a full electric show at a large music venue. The band draws influence from a multitude of genres including folk, jazz, blues, punk, Americana, jug band, and bluegrass. Nice combination from Buffalo, my hometown. Maria Gillard, on the other hand, has a compelling voice which draws you into the lyrics, which, when combined with memorable melodies, head straight for the heart. Mariah's songs offer wise, humorous, and sometimes painful observations on life and relationships. She tells stories through her music in ways that are soul-stirring, evocative, contagious, lively, and energizing. When you listen to Mariah's songs, you feel her heartache and, more often, her joy and delight of life's experience. She has a warm, inviting, natural flair which leaves audiences wanting more and coming back. This sounds like a great show, especially just before the new year. All Rolling Hills radio shows takes place at Shawbucks across from the Jamestown Ice Arena. Doors are open at 5:30. They have what they call a happy rolling hour. Food and drink are available until 6:15, at which time the audience members take their seats and the house lights are dim. Audio and video recording begins at 6:30. The bar opens for 10 minutes at intermission and then again at the end of the show, when the audience and performers are invited to do a meet and greet, where you can actually shake hands, talk with the performers, learn a little bit more about them, and let them know how they did, and whether you enjoyed their music. All right. Again, the show is tomorrow, December 30th, and tickets are $15. So if you're interested, give them a call at 294-0416. And finally, we've got just a couple announcements this week. The 18th annual Cassock Poster Contest. Let me get a drink real quick. All right. The choices you make are what make you is the theme for the 2019 poster contest sponsored by Chautauqua Alcohol and Substance Abuse Council, otherwise known as Cassock. All Chautauqua County students in grades 3 through 12 are invited to participate in the contest and design a poster that expresses this theme. Details about the contest were mailed to all county schools and youth agencies, and additional information with complete instructions can be found at Cassock's website, cassockweb.org. The purpose of this contest is to bring awareness to the issues surrounding underage drinking. Posters should contain a clear, no-use message about underage drinking. Cassock encourages students to use a positive message, for example, the benefits of being alcohol-free or alternatives to underage drinking. While designing a poster, students will be encouraged to think about the many consequences underage drinking has. This includes physical, mental, and legal consequences. There's different categories, elementary, middle school, and high school, and there's prizes from $100 down to $25. Oh, and there's a $20 for third prize. So $100 for first, $50 for second, $25, hang on a minute. Grand prize is $100. Each category has $50 for first, $25 for second, and $20 for third. Sorry about that. And then, of course, any remaining finalists will receive honorable mention. All right, so the deadline for posters is March 8th. We do encourage students to participate. I remember when I was in school, I mean, that was some time ago, we were doing poster contests. So lots of fun and sends a good message to other students. In the Jamestown area, give them a call at 664-3608, and the Dunkirk office is 366-4623 if you need more information. Okay, we're going to cut away to a public service announcement, and we'll be right back with the crew. Stay tuned.
Vision loss is not something that you feel until it happens.
Most people lose their vision from diseases like macular degeneration and glaucoma, not at birth.
3 million Americans have glaucoma, and half don't even know it.
11 million people in the United States have macular degeneration.
So many eye disorders can be treated if caught early.
Make a plan today to get your eyes checked.
Visit brightfocus.org.
Okay, we're back, and thanks for that announcement. Okay, as in the past, this is our 5th annual predictions and resolutions, and we did this with everyone but Emerald last year. She evidently wasn't here, so I want to just kind of go over the questions, and just for the heck of it, if you happen to write these down last year and you stuck them on the refrigerator, let's see how you did. So the questions last year, there was 9 of them, and then we'll start with my first guest here in a second. But the questions last year were, will the Buffalo Bills make the playoffs this coming year? The stock market has been hot, this is the second question, has been hot and sits around 25,000 points. Will it be higher or lower than 25,000 points? The third question was, with midterm elections coming up in 2018, will voters keep a Republican-controlled Congress, or will there be a shift back to the Democrats? The fourth question was, North Korea is concerned. Will there be some type of attack by them on another country? The fifth question was about gasoline. Would it be up or down compared to $2.65 right down the road at Crosby's? We'll find out that answer later on in the show. Sixth question, will there be an iPhone 12 this coming year? And Chris will give me the answer for that because he's my iPhone guru. Number 7 was, will it be a white or green Christmas? I suppose depends on where you live. Number 8, for the Yankee fans of the world, would they make the World Series this year? And the last question was, will Cuomo be our governor? And then, of course, the tiebreakers for all this are our resolutions and whether we kept them or not. And we hold each other's feet to the fire to make sure we're being honest about it, and so on. So that's the questions, and we're going to find out what the results were later on. But I want to welcome our head engineer, Jeff Zook.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Now that I've got my technology in place, I'm not stuttering and stammering here. It's always tricky when you're switching up pieces of equipment and trying to keep talking at the same time.
Yes.
So hopefully I'll be a little more smooth and coherent here, like I usually am, I think, anyways. So Jeff, you are our engineer. What does that mean for the folks that are listening and watching right now? What do you do?
Well, I've got 3 computers back there that I work with. Chris helps me out on all of them, or most of them. There's a sound computer, or a soundboard that we adjust the levels for our videos, for our guests and our host, you. Then there's another one that creates the bottom thirds. That's what that little thing across the bottom is.
There,
that
yeah.
just disappeared.
Has your name and title and so forth.
Oh, exactly. And it's all there are 3 different computers that do that. So, and then we have a still store computer where we pull up all our videos and audio, extra audio, and all that kind of stuff.
It's pretty complicated.
Yeah,
to me, it's pretty complicated watching what you guys do out there.
It gets that way, and sometimes I get a little lost on where I'm at.
There was that one show.
Depends on how much.
There was that one show I was sitting here, and you had the ending credits beginning in the very beginning.
Oh yeah. Unfortunately, it's just I forget to check something, or I think I've done it and I haven't, and it's just it. That's why there's more than one director usually.
We have a lot of fun here, don't we?
Yes,
we have a lot
but we're able to, like you mentioned earlier, that we're able to do a lot, and through the year we keep stretching our abilities.
It's pretty much fun here. I mean, people say to me, I don't know how they ever ask you, is how can you get up every Saturday morning and go out and do the show? You ever get that?
No.
They ask me all the time, and I go.
I think about it. I think about it every once.
You've
in a
been
while.
doing this for quite a long time now, haven't you?
Yeah, I think I'm working on about 8 or 9 years.
Well, it's been you and I are in our 5th season working together, and we were with Reed for 3 years. I know that. So yeah. So you must have been came on just before that.
I think I started the summer of 2007.
That's a little more than 8 years.
This is probably working on about 11 now, if I do the math correctly.
Okay. Well,
see, time flies.
Time flies. Yeah. So with this coming year, I came up with some questions, and I told you what the questions are going to be a little bit ahead of time so that you could think about your answers. And I keep a little chart here, and I give it to Chris, and then he's the ultimate judge in the end to see who did the best from the year before. And we really kind of stink at this sometimes. Some years we're right on the money, but I haven't done very well at my own questions. So let's take a crack at these. So the first question is a question that I just about use every year. Is in 2019, Jeff, will we have a green or a white Christmas?
Well, it's about a 50-50 chance usually.
Yes, it is.
So I'll go with a white Christmas.
White Christmas. All right, look into your crystal ball. Next one is a tough question. Okay, this is a question that's been going back and forth. Folks on our show here have talked about it with me and so forth. Will New York State legalize recreational marijuana?
I'm thinking they probably will. I'm not sure exactly when, but yeah, they've already, I know there's been some talk about legalization already.
Mm-hmm. So they've been moving in steps like that. A number of states across the country, and actually other countries, have been legalizing it. So it's going to be interesting. And
the only problem is the states are legalizing it, but
the federal
government isn't. So I don't know how that's going to work out.
Okay. The next question, which is a little out of character for me, because as many of you folks know, I very seldom talk about what's going on in Washington. But I think this has been in the news enough, so let's throw it out there. All right. So this is a yes or no. This isn't an opinion necessarily, unless you want to share one. That's up to you. But will the $28 billion wall be built along the Mexican border in the USA this coming year? Yes or no?
No. It's too big a project to get done in 1 year.
Oh, okay. I hadn't thought about going down that road. Okay. It certainly has been eating up our news right now, and so we'll have to see how that plays out.
I saw somebody out there that actually started a FundMe page on Facebook.
I saw that. It was at like $4 million, but that's like a drop.
It's higher than that now.
Going, keeps on going.
Keeps on going.
Okay.
I just don't get it.
Okay, next question. This is a local question, and to my good friends Dennis Drew and Steve Gustafson and the group. Will the 10,000 Maniacs be voted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this year?
Absolutely.
Yes, they got to. They got to.
I haven't heard any talk about it, but yes,
I've gone out on the website, and they're contenders. You know, they meet all the rules and the regulations,
all the criteria,
and they even have these where they what's the word to use? They measure where they think the different bands have a chance of getting in. And, and 10,000 Maniacs, they're not way at the bottom. They're sort of like in the mid range. So keep our fingers crossed for them. Okay.
Got to support the local guys.
Got to support the local guys. And of course, with WRFA and Dennis and the company, they've been very supportive of us.
Yep.
Number 5. Will there be an economic recession this year? Coming up.
In 2019?
You're right, a recession.
I don't know. No.
Okay, no. All right. Because the stock market has been bouncing all over the place. Okay, now this is the hardest question, of course. Who will win the Super Bowl this coming year? Like in a few weeks.
Oh,
all right, here's your choices.
Season.
This
season.
Now you can pick anybody you want, but these are my choices: Kansas City, the Patriots, Houston, Ravens, Chargers, Colts, Saints, Rams, Bears, Cowboys, Seahawks, or Vikings. Anybody there?
Let's go with the Seahawks.
Seahawks. All right.
Yep.
All right. Now, the last part of our show, we always ask for each of us to come up with a resolution because we like to push ourselves. So, Jeff, what would be a resolution for you this year? Last year.
It
was not attainable, I don't think.
It's been that one was unattainable, I think, for many years. Anyhow, I don't know. I usually don't make resolutions.
Okay.
I guess just try to be a better person than what I was the day before.
Okay.
I know that's pretty generic.
How are we going to measure that? Well, that's up to you. You're going to let us know if you were a better person than you were.
I try to be every day.
Okay.
Because it's just, I think that's more of an ongoing resolution because, it's just like, sometimes I just feel like it's like, it's, and I was looking at something last night and it's like, a lot of the religions and philosophies around the world is do unto others as you would like to be treated.
Absolutely.
And sometimes I just feel like there are people out there that unfortunately mistreat each other. Mm-hmm. And
All right. So you can do your part.
I'm going to do my part. I'm going to try to be the best person I can and treat everybody as I would like to be treated.
Okay. And with that, we're going to thank you. And I also want to thank you for hosting the show when I'm on vacation from time to time. I know that you often say I make it look easy, but you
yes. Yes. I've sat there and tried to read those. And there is an art to reading out loud off of a script.
Yeah, when I get stuck on a word, I'm sure you're chuckling right along with me because it's not easy reading these things Saturday morning.
With practice, you get into a nice rhythm and
Right.
everything else,
Right.
and with your background and everything else, you've and been doing it for so long, it does get easier. But
Wow, there's some mornings though.
some mornings, especially when Chris hands you a new list of announcements.
Right then and there's a lot of them. That one day we had 11 pages. I go, holy mackerel.
Oh yes.
All right.
Oh,
well,
yes.
Jeff, I'm going to let you switch out here, and I'm going to.
It's been a great year, Doc.
Oh, absolutely. Thanks a lot, Jeff.
Thank you.
Okay, so while Jeff is swinging out, we're going to ask Randy Burke, the wild man here, to join us. And so I hope you're enjoying and you're writing down your predictions as we go along. And so Randy's been with the show for forever, and he works a lot with our camera work and taking a lot of photos. And he has been an all-purpose, all-around good guy here at the show. And we're working on a little project. Hopefully, what are you doing? Oh my God, it's not that hard. Put it on your lapel. These guys make me laugh. Okay, there you go. Well, good morning, Randy. How are you today?
Oh, I hate microphones. See, I'm right-handed. They're left. They're set up for a left-handed.
I understand the
person,
feeling.
and
I
it's
understand.
Totally confusing.
So, Randy Burke, share, folks, what do you do here at the studio? Be nice now. Don't be goofy.
I pick on Doc.
Yes, you do.
I'm pretty much anymore. I've stepped down. I'm just like the phone answer.
Your phone answer. You
get all
help. You
500
get me
calls
wired
a
up every Saturday morning with
I
all my
wire you
tech
up,
out. Yep,
yeah,
that's. You got just the right touch to get me hooked up
If you're
there.
ever bad someday, maybe I'll be putting you in the electric chair and wiring you up. But oh yeah, and then I also
Oh my God, what
I've
is
been
that?
baking all night long.
You've been working hard and slaving away.
Oh yeah, look, hey, get that thing out of the way. There.
There it is.
This is cookies.
Cookies.
I wonder who brought them. Emerald.
Emerald brought cookies
She
for
wants
the
to get
day.
us nice and fat, so
Oh,
that's not gonna
mission
be a
accomplished.
It's not going to be a resolution.
Okay. So, but you when we do the Mayville Parade, you're doing a lot of the photography. You're doing a lot of behind the scenes work. In the past, you've done a lot of the photography here. There are the pictures that are all over the studio. So we've had a lot of fun working on projects. So let's get right to it.
Okay.
All right. So for next year, your predictions for the following questions. Let me find you here. All right. Da-da-da. White or green Christmas for next year?
Oh, it's going to be green.
Green.
Oh, I like
I think you've gone green every year and been
I like
wrong most
green.
of the time. You
I
like green.
love
I am not opposed to that.
Oh, quit shaking your head, Emerald. I hate snow. I've lived through too many snowstorms.
Okay. Next question. Hot topic. Will New York State legalize marijuana?
Oh, heck yes, because they can find tax money in it, and they're greedy as all get out. So
All
show
opinions
maybe
that are
we'll be
expressed on the
smoke-
show are not that of the host or the
Next
station.
show will probably be smoking weed.
Oh my God.
No, not me.
No smoking in the building.
Oh, okay, no
Not
smoking.
even weed.
Jeez, where do you smoke it then?
Not here.
Have you ever seen a company, you're not allowed to smoke on a property, you must go across the street.
Right.
Well, the company across the street can't do it, so they come on your side. You meet your neighbors.
Meet me in the middle of the street smoking. Oh my gosh. All right. Hot topic again.
Ouch.
Will the $28 billion wall be built along the Mexican-USA border this coming year?
Most of it will. Probably not all of it, because as Jeff said, it's a big project, but I have more fear of that they're going to try to lock us in. And whoever's building it hasn't realized there's airplanes.
All right. Yes or no on that question?
Yes.
All right. So, and if it's close, we'll give you like a close point for that.
All right.
All right. Will the 10,000 Maniacs be voted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this coming year? Yeah. So that's a yes.
I need to go to Cleveland, so
Yeah,
go out there
Cleveland's
and see 'em.
great there. Yeah. Well, you know what? Let's make a resolution. If they are voted in, the crew will go over and cover it.
Yeah.
What do you say?
I think that'd
That'd be a great
yeah.
resolution. All right.
We even know them.
Yeah.
Most of them.
Yeah. All right. Number 5. Will there be an economic recession?
Not this year.
No, not this year. You'll wait for another year, huh?
Yeah, we'll wait a couple.
All right. All right. Now,
election
I
year.
think I already know the answer to this question because you're all suited up here. But who will win the Super Bowl this year? And you say
The Vikings.
the Vikings.
Yes.
Why the Vikings?
Because they haven't won in a long, long time. If they've ever won.
So it's sort of like the racehorse that you see in the book that is pretty good and hasn't won in a long time and is ready to win.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're a Vikings fan all these years?
Heck yeah, ever since I heard of football. Why? I have no idea. But
Is it because you're Swedish?
no, just because it was the first team I ever heard of.
First
I think.
one.
I don't even think the Bills existed then.
Oh, the Bills have been around a long time.
I bet the Vikings have been longer.
I'm not going to argue that one. I don't know. Okay, what's your resolution for this coming year?
Retirement.
Retirement.
Yes.
So is this something you've been thinking about?
Yes.
All right, so you're going to retire. That's your goal for this coming year.
It better.
It better. Okay, so are you ready for retirement?
No.
No? What are you going to do if you retire?
That's what the kids keep saying. Oh, Dad, you're just going to stay home and die or something. No,
Oh, you don't die in retirement.
I'm going to go out and bike ride.
That's a good one.
I don't know what I'll do in the winter. I'll sleep. Yeah, that's what I do.
There's nothing wrong with night naps when you
Bug
retire.
people on Facebook and sleep.
Oh my gosh! And what is the program you use to terrorize us on Facebook? You stretched poor Jeff's face out the other day.
I did the whole crew last week.
I know.
Photoshop.
Okay, you should be.
I'm at the basics of it. They teach you in kindergarten. It's like, okay, I'm just a little.
Yeah,
behind.
Jeff just said you made him look like a gnome. He has a big,
Oh yeah,
tall,
the one
stretched
big
out.
picture of them.
So how was your holidays? Pretty good.
My holidays are good.
Good.
I have Vikings this, Vikings that. I even get a steering wheel cover with the Vikings. Got a TV. I can't use the
This
TV
is a side of you I've never known all these
I
years.
blew up the electric plug last week, so I don't have any electric in my bedroom. And but I got a nice big TV.
Just sitting in the dark. Randy, how long have you been with the studio now?
Way long. I think we're in the 14th year.
14 years.
Something like
So
that.
why do you get up every Saturday morning?
Well, it used to be I had to, but now that Chris has a car, I just come up here to bug you.
We have a lot of fun. Okay, so Randy, Burt, thanks for all your help, and I know that you've been a host for me, and
Oh, that's fun.
yeah, well, good.
I learned a lot over the few years.
Well, it's a lot of fun to host a show, and I do appreciate your help. So, Happy New Year,
Okay.
and
Hey, you
we'll see
too.
how well you do in the last year's predictions.
Don't forget to have a cookie.
You can take those away with you.
No.
All right,
I'm gonna try to unhook
all right,
this.
we're gonna switch out here,
camera down.
and we're gonna invite the next crew member here in a second. So, moving right along. All right, I think this is her first time to actually talk on the show. She's been featured on the show before when we got our proclamation from Kathy Young. I want to welcome to the show Miss Emerald Weish. And Emerald has moved up from intern to full-fledged member of the crew this year. Well, welcome to the show.
Good morning, Doc.
So, you've been here a year. Does that seem possible? Yeah, you and I
Time flies by.
were in a play over a year ago, and I forgot how we even started talking about TV or something. You were doing something at school, maybe?
Yeah, I was taking TV productions.
Okay.
So
And you and I talked, and I invited you to come over here, and you haven't left. So tell the folks what's your job here.
well, basically, I operate a camera, and it like switches to guests depending on how many guests there are.
Mm-hmm. And so, what do you have to do with the camera? You got to refocus and change the scene, and especially like last week was probably a doozy, in the week before, right?
Yeah.
So how do you know what to do? Is there, how's that work? I have no idea because I sit on this side.
Just basically, you'd switch to the person who's talking.
Okay. And you guys wear headsets, so who are you talking to?
People in the engineering room.
Oh, so Jeff or Chris, and now are you and Justin talking back and forth as well?
Sometimes he comes over and talks to me.
Okay, all right. Well, I do appreciate what you do, and it's nice to have a full complement of volunteers here and staff to get the job done. And you were here last year, but you didn't show for the resolutions and predictions last year. I don't know if you got sick or can't remember what it was.
The snow. Because remember, it was like knee high and stuff.
Yeah. So
And we didn't shovel it out.
right. So you weren't here. So this year's your first time with us on this matter. Okay. So we're going to ask you the same questions, and then see how you do a year from now. Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. I heard you kind of yelling out answers against Randy there. So, do you predict a white or green Christmas for this coming year?
Okay, so this year I thought it was going to be green, but then it turned out white.
At the last second.
So I'm going to say white Christmas.
White Christmas. All right. And you like a white Christmas?
Actually, yeah, because it's like winter wonderland. You know,
Yeah,
that
kind of
song.
gets you in the mood, and then the next day you can go green if you want. You've been enjoying the warm weather the last couple of days?
Not really.
Not really? You prefer the cold?
Like when it's December, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now, this has been an issue right along for many years, marijuana. And we know that they've legalized medical marijuana, which seems to be a good thing. But they're talking about legalizing recreational marijuana. So do you think that'll happen?
I mean, yes, marijuana is very popular nowadays.
Nowadays. Okay, and it's been actually very popular for a long time, but it's always been illegal. So it seems that our governor has put that on his agenda to move that to have it legalized, so probably it's going to be legalized, I suspect. Okay, I don't know how much you guys study this in school or have been keeping track of it, but there's been campaign promises by the current president to build a $28 billion wall that would separate between Mexico and the United States. So do you think that will be built this coming year?
No.
No? Okay.
I doubt it.
You doubt it. They keep kicking that back and forth, don't they? So it's hard to say how that's going to turn out. Now, I think you've met Steve Gustafson from the 10,000 Maniacs when he was here.
I think so. I just don't remember. We've had so many guests.
It gets to be a blur, doesn't it? Well, they are pretty famous people, and they travel the world, and they've performed all over the place and have lots of albums, but they've yet gotten into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Do you think that might happen this year? Just best guess.
Definitely.
So that's a yes. So Randy and I talked about going to Cleveland if they get inducted. Would you be interested in being part of the film crew if they do?
Definitely.
Definitely.
I would love to.
Road trip, guys. Give Chris a heart attack. You know, you see how he sets up for the parade, all the equipment. Can you imagine that?
That's going to be crazy.
That would be fun. Well, we wish them luck. Okay, now we talked a little bit about this before the show because some of these terms aren't always easy to understand. Okay, right now we've been kind of in a boom time as far as the finances and the economy in the United States and the world. Things have been pretty good, but lately it's getting a little wonky. But for 2019, do you think we'll be in what they call an economic recession, where things slow down and go down, instead of everything going up, that things go down, prices go up, interest rates go up, it gets more expensive, that sort of thing?
Yeah.
Think, yeah? Okay. All right. Now, I don't know what kind of a football fan you are, But do you have a favorite team?
Not really.
Not really.
I don't really watch it, but I do know like teams.
Okay.
And I might have a little bit favorites.
Okay. Well, let me list the ones that are the top teams right now. All right. You got Kansas City, the Patriots, Houston, the Ravens, Chargers, the Colts, the Saints, the Rams, the Bears, the Cowboys, the Seahawks, and the Vikings. Anyone that jumps out at you that you like?
Seahawks.
Seahawks.
Definitely.
We got 2 Seahawk fans here. Oh, there's one over there.
The Vikings suck.
Okay, so you would go with the Seahawks. Okay, any particular reason?
No.
No, just
They're really good though.
really good. Okay, so you heard that Randy's going to work on retiring. That Jeff's going to be the best person he can be for next year. Any thoughts about something you'd like to work on? I think you already kind of told me, but
I was just basically thinking like exercise more.
yeah,
Trying.
yep. It's tough. It's tough.
I'm not really good with that kind of stuff.
So, what would you do for more exercise? What do you think you would do?
We have a weight room in Ripley School, and then we have a weight room at my actual school.
Oh, at Chautauqua,
Yeah.
Chautauqua Lake, yeah.
Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays.
So that would be a good thing. So, because you've not been on the show to talk with me before, what's your impression of the studio and working here?
It's really fun. Everybody gets along.
Mm-hmm. And the people say, what are you, crazy getting up early on Saturday mornings when you're a teenager when you should be sleeping? Or I mean, there aren't many people I know that get up that early to go on to work on a TV show around here.
I'm very young, and I need the opportunities. You never know what lies ahead.
So what are your future plans? Do you have anything special?
Well, like my dad used to be a baker and everything, so like in the future I possibly want to become a pastry chef.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay. There was a woman here that was on the show from the Lakeshore Center for the Arts, Sue Poster. I don't know if you remember her. She's a pastry chef. I'll have to hook you up with her sometime. Okay? All right. Well, thanks, Emerald Wish.
Thank
and
you.
those your predictions and resolutions for next year. So we're going to let you swing out, and we're going to bring on, for the very first time ever in the history of this station, Mr. Justin Burke, who has declined to come on the show. He's a shy fellow, and really, he's a lot of fun, and he does a lot of behind-the-scenes work here. Now we've got Randy Burt, he's the dad. We got Justin Burt, who's coming on in a second, and his brother, Chris, that we're going to be hearing from here shortly. So I want to welcome, finally, although you were on TV briefly when we had the proclamation from Senator Young. You really had no choice that day. We hogtied you to get up here. So why are you so shy to come on TV? What's the big deal?
I don't know.
We're just talking, right?
I know. I don't know.
You don't know. Well, you know, some people like to be on this side of the camera. Other people just prefer to be on the other side, right?
Yeah.
So as far as what you do here at the studio, what's your role?
Oh, I've done quite a few different things. I go get things when things need getting. When guests show up, I usually ask them if they want coffee. I try to make people as comfortable as they can be here.
Justin, you do a great job at that, and I think I've told you that before, but you really do. I consider you the show's concierge.
Yeah.
You should get a job at like a fancy hotel. I think you would do a great job there. You really do, and I know that many times our guests are nervous, and I watch you make them feel at ease, and they enjoy picking out their coffee or tea or ice water, so you do a good job of that. So, Justin, you've got a training background that's a little bit similar to Emerald's, don't you?
Yes, I went to the Asheville BOCES for culinary arts.
Are you doing anything with that at this time?
At this time, I'm not.
Would you like to?
Oh, yes.
So you're looking for a job?
At this time, no. But,
but if someone was listening right now and they needed someone to work in their kitchen or restaurant, would you be interested?
I would, yeah. I would.
So we, with the Office for the Aging, I'm always hooking up people with jobs. Get this guy a job. I'm just playing. That's entirely up to you. All right, let's get to our predictions. Are you ready?
Oh, I suppose so.
All right, here we go. All right, so first question, of course, was next year Christmas, white or green?
I'm going with something completely different.
Oh, my.
Brown for mud.
Mud?
Because all over the place you can find mud.
All right. So
Snow comes, snow melts, leaves the ground all soggy.
So I'm gonna put muddy on there, and I'll let the judge figure out what that means next year.
All right.
All right. So we've already discussed this with the other crew. Is in New York State, they're talking about legalizing marijuana. Okay. Now it's not an opinion necessarily, but will this happen? Do you think?
I don't think so.
No, that's a no. You're a first no. Okay. You could be the winner next year.
I think they'll be smart enough not to do it.
Okay.
Because it's going to cause way too many issues.
Well, we've talked about some of that here when we've had Kasich here, and it has to be done correctly. So, all right.
But I doubt that if they do pass it, that they'll do it right.
The question was just a yes or no.
I know. So that's
but
a
that's
no.
okay. Okay, a definite no. But you certainly can add to your answer. All right. Next question. The $28 billion wall between Mexico and the USA. Will it be built this coming
No.
year? Okay, no.
But if they built one around in Washington, D.C., they'll do the whole country a great deal of luck.
Justin, you're a fun guest here. I don't know why you've been so hesitant to come on. You have opinions. All right, number 4, our friends, the 10,000 Maniacs. Will they be voted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely.
Definitely. We want them to be there, right? And of course, I bet that you enjoy working with all of us to go cover that story.
Oh, yes.
That would that be awesome or what? All right. Okay. Next.
And I bet if, everyone here says they will, and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame hears about it, they'll definitely put in a good word.
I'm sure they watch our show. Next question. Will there be an economic recession next year?
Probably.
So that's a yes?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. It's getting kind of wobbly out there. All right. Now, your father is very strong about his team for the Super Bowl champs this year. Do I have to list them?
No, you don't have to list them.
Okay.
I think Chicago Bears and the Dallas Cowboys are going together.
So who's going to win it?
The Bears will.
The Bears. Why do you pick the Bears?
Well, it was my mom's team.
So your mom has her own team and
Had
her own team, and now you're carrying on the tradition of the Bears.
And they're doing great this year.
Yes, they are. My son Sean has loved the Bears forever. Bills is his second team, but we always kid the Bears, the Bengals, the Bills, da 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 da. So, all right. And your resolution for this coming year?
I'm gonna try losing some weight.
Okay.
I did pretty great from last year's resolution.
Yeah, you said you were going to what?
I said I wasn't going to drink as much soda, and I've completely cut it out.
Okay. Well, losing the weight is a good thing for all of us, and that includes myself.
And that's, the reason why I never really wanted to be on, because I'm pudgy.
Pudgy? Well,
And
that's why I only
embarrassed.
That's why I only do headshots. For me, all my chubbiness is below the table.
Yeah.
I keep the paper. But, well, you are a wonderful asset to the studio here, and I do appreciate everything you've done. And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year's.
Okay.
To you too.
All right. So we'll cut away here and let you switch out here. So while we're getting our last guest on here, who not only will be making predictions, but will be announcing our winner, I got to do my predictions here. So here goes for me, Doc's answers. White or green Christmas? I'm going to go with white because this year was almost green, and we seem to kind of swing back and forth between the two. And I'm sort of like Randy. I like it green only because it's safer and everything like that. It can always get snow later on. But, yeah. But it is nice, as Emerald says, to have a little frosting right around Christmas. I guess the one I always worry about is New Year's Eve, when lots of people are out and about partying, and I worry really a lot. Okay. Will New York State legalize marijuana? Boy, oh boy. Without going into opinions on this, I have struggled with this topic for the last year and a half or so, since it was first brought up, and I'm talking with my friends and colleagues that have been on the show. So without an opinion, I will say they're going to do it, yes, because I think as, was it Justin that said yes? I think it's for financial reasons, and No, Justin said no. I guess it was Randy that said yes. Yes, because of financial things, and maybe, hopefully, that they can control it and make sure that it's safe, whatever that means. Okay. $28 billion wall between Mexico and the United States. Wow, that's a tough question. And I know I was the one that brought up the question. I'm going to say no, because I think that they're going to come up with a position that's maybe like a secure fence or more security along the border rather than the $28 billion wall, which is going to be quite extensive and long. I think there's going to be just a lot of opposition on both sides of the aisle on that. 10,000 maniacs. Well, of course we want them to go all the way. And I suppose when you're in a band that's being even considered for that, it's quite an honor, but also maybe it's not that big of a deal. You know, you get to a certain point and it's like, hey, you got your fan base, you got success, you got your records. The Hall of Fame might be something that's maybe not as important, but I bet if you got in, it'd be pretty cool. But anyways, we wish them luck in the next round for next year. I brought it up because I think it was kind of cool, because I know that we've tossed their names around here in the past. I know Steve and I talked about it a little bit, and well, we'll see. Will there be an economic recession? I'm going to say yes on that one. I think if it's not a full-blown recession, it'll be at least a partial type economic recession, because my brother and I debate this all the time about where we're going, and I keep saying this year after year, and this goes back a few years, not just this year, that the economy has been really hot, but when it gets really hot, things get a little bit out of hand, and it's got to cool off a little bit, you know, and stabilize. So if you watch the markets and things like that, it's been just erratic, up and down and all over the place. Next question, the Super Bowl. I'm going to go with the Saints. I really like Breeze in those guys, and they probably are one of my top favorite teams. Unfortunately, the Bills aren't in there, but there's, as they always say, always next year. And then my resolution, oh man, I just really was terrible on my resolution from last year. Last year, I think my resolution was to ride 1,000 miles on my bike, and between the weather and travel, it just didn't happen. 440 miles, I think 4.25, something like that. That's about as far as I got. So I'm going to do a modified one. I'm going to go 750 miles, because a couple of years ago I did 660, so that should be within my range. All right, so those are my predictions and my resolution for next year. Hope you're writing down yours just for fun and see how you do. And now I want to welcome my final guest, Chris Burke. And Chris, you have an interesting title, because I never know what to call you. So what title are you going to use this year?
I don't know. I just do everything.
I
can do anything and everything.
We call you the director for the most part, right?
Well, that works.
And what does the director do?
Well, typically, when you're in video production, the director is the one who oversees the control room and making sure that everybody. Normally, there's one person at the audio board, one person at the video board, one person doing graphics, one person doing this. You oversee that entire bit.
Right.
Obviously, we only have one person that does all of that, because we don't have as much. So I assist Jeff when he needs it,
right.
And otherwise I take it out.
But you do a lot of behind the scenes work. You get my announcements for me. I know that you and I make sure things are getting scheduled with the newspapers and all that sort of thing. So I do appreciate all the work you do, and you work in conjunction with the station manager, right? Chuck Kelsey.
Yep.
Who really runs the studio, I guess, because a lot of people don't realize Chautauqua Sunrise is just one show of a few that are produced here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, Chris, how long have you been with the studio?
I'm gonna say what my dad says. We're going on our 14th year, because we started in 2005.
So you were like, what, 5 years old?
No.
But you were pretty young. I remember you were still in high school, as I remember.
Right. I was a freshman in high school.
Right, because I go back on and off since, I think, 96, but not continuous, but in and out over the years. So, did you have a good holiday?
Oh, yeah, it was very exciting.
Did you get any new technology?
Not from anyone but myself. I bought all my Christmas gifts before.
Okay.
So I had them all nice and set and ready to go.
Well, I got my wife, Alexa, and I'm having fun talking to her and her talking to me.
Oh, hey.
Hey, whatever. It's cool. Okay, so in light of time, I want to make sure we get all your answers, and then we're gonna go over last year's predictions. So we're gonna go quickly here. All right, Chris, white or green Christmas?
It's going to be a white Christmas.
White Christmas. That seems to be your dad's the only green one. Oh no, your brother had muddy. All right, New York State legalization of recreational marijuana.
I think we're going to have tic-tac-toe because now we have Democrats everywhere. It's going to be yes.
It's a yes. So you think that's going to be enough to put it through?
Oh, yes, and
Okay.
it hopefully will fix some of our election law, too.
Okay. The $28 billion wall that's being proposed along the Mexican-U.S. border is going to be built next year?
No.
Okay, that was a definite quick no.
Well, they're fighting over $5 billion right now for a
Right.
quarter of the
So how are you
government.
gonna get to the 28?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't see it happening.
All right. Okay, 10,000 Maniacs. Will they get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame next year?
Sure, why not?
Why not?
I don't know anything either way, so we'll just say yes.
So that's a straight yes. So Steve and Dennis.
But see, I think
Gin up the machine. We won.
you're gonna petition.
I'm going to
the
petition them.
Hall of Fame.
I vote
so-
for them every year because I get that on my internet, so I vote for
Well, I
them.
think you should write a letter of recommendation to the
Well,
board.
we could do that. We could do that. All right, we'll start a campaign. All right, anybody else that's listening, 10,000 Maniacs into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for 2019. All right, economic recession. What do you think is going to happen? Yes or no?
I'm gonna say no because our president's gonna just, even whether or not there's one, he's just gonna ignore it. It doesn't happen. It doesn't.
Oh, it
exist.
doesn't. So you're going to say it does, even though it's there, it doesn't exist.
Exactly.
Okay. So your answer is no.
The answer is no.
Woo.
Well,
Okay.
the president doesn't say it exists, and it doesn't exist, right?
Okay. There you go. All right. Your brother and your dad were very adamant about who they're picking for the Super Bowl. So do you want me to go through the long list, or do you have a team?
I'll just choose the Bears.
The Bears, because of your mama. All right. And resolution for next year?
I want to go to Washington D.C.
The first time?
I don't think I've ever been, at least not that I ever remember.
Okay.
I'm sure my dad might have flew me through there when I was like 2 years old or something, but I don't remember.
Okay. So you are the impartial judge from last year's. So let's go real quick. First question was, will the Buffalo Bills make the playoffs this year? This is last year's predictions. So who got that right?
I don't know, Jeff, if you want to bring up the slides,
Okay.
we've got the answers.
All right, let's go real quick. So we're going to go through last year's questions and see how we did. Jeff, you got that? All right.
There we go. So it looks like my dad and me, but I said the Dolphins would get in there, so it doesn't really count.
So your dad got a point?
Yep.
Okay. The next question. The stock market has been hot and sits around 25,000 points. Will it be higher or lower than 25,000 points? And the answers were?
I said lower, my brother said lower.
Oh, so
the
you guys get a
actual
point.
Dow as of yesterday was
Was below-
23,000.
Right.
So.
All right. Midterm elections coming up in 2018. Will the voters keep a Republican-controlled Congress or will it be shifted back to the Democrats? And the predictions were?
I said split, which is what it ended up, but I said it the wrong way. The Democrats took the House,
Right.
and the Republicans took the Senate.
I have to
so.
be careful how I ask the question. I probably should have said the House or the Senate. All right, so nobody got any points on that one, looks like.
No.
Oh, boy. The next question was, North Korea is a concern. Will they attack another country?
I think my dad's the only one that said yes, they would. Well, I don't think they
I
did.
finally got
so.
a point. All right.
There you go.
Gasoline will be less than or higher or lower than 265 at Crosby's down the road. So the answer was lower. I got a point.
You were the only one who said lower.
I have faith. Will there be an iPhone next year?
You said
12.
you said an iPhone,
iPhone
12, and there wasn't. It was the iPhone 10s, 10s Max, and 10R.
All right, so you and your brother got a point on that one. I don't think I'm doing very well. Okay, white or green Christmas? What were the results there?
I think everybody said white except for my dad. He just wants no snow
No snow,
whatsoever. He
period.
should just go to Hawaii.
Okay, we got to wrap up quick here. Will the Yankees be in the World Series? And the answer was, everybody said
I said
no.
yes, but apparently it's not right.
Look. And then will Cuomo be our governor? And the answer was, everybody, Justin got that wrong. All right, so those were the answers. I was close. You were close. So, Chris,
Well, then there's one more slide real quick.
all
with
right,
the
real quick, the
predictions.
resolutions.
Jeff didn't grow his hair back, and Doc didn't really ride his 1,000 miles, but
Right.
everybody did the ride for Roswell.
Okay,
and-
so who's the winner of our prize this year?
well, technically, if you count it up, I tie with my brother, so we'll let my brother have it.
Oh, give it to your brother.
Since I won last year.
Justin, good news. Here's your prize from the doc. You're going to love this. They're Christmas cookies. We have more Christmas cookies in the studio, but those are yours. Congratulations. Okay, folks, I hope you enjoyed our predictions and resolutions for 2019 and the results from 2018. We're going to be here next year in 2019 with a great list of guests and episodes. Happy New Year. Drive safe. Be careful if you're drinking. Have a designated driver and all that good stuff. We appreciate you listening and watching. We'll see you next time. Bye now. Ha ha.